Kia ora team, this is a new show, Real Dunedin. I'm Kees Meeuws and I'm going to be hosting it with Chris Mclean. We're going to be talking a little bit about real estate, a little bit about what's happening in Dunedin, and maybe there might be a little bit of rugby in there as well. So Chris, welcome. This is our new show.
Yeah, excited.
Yeah, very excited. Our show's going to be tackling topics of interest for real estate for buyers.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Well, I sort of see it as something going forward that will have a little bit for everybody. So, yeah, real estate, obviously a little bit of a theme through it, but a little bit for everyone in Dunedin.
I'm really looking forward to getting some guests on, specialty guests, some mortgage brokers, some property managers, all of those sorts of things where I think that are going to add value to people out there in the market, either looking or either having owning rental properties as well.
Oh, great idea, Case. Yeah, we can get lawyers, we can get all sorts, and it'll be someone different every time we do it, and I'm sure everyone will pick up something out of it. And we can even have speakers, that might not even be real estate flavoured speakers, but just people that are interesting.
Yeah, hopefully we can entace a couple of mates who are in town for that week to come on and talk a little bit of code.
Your mates might be slightly better known than mine, but, but they'll all be good people.
That's fantastic. So we've come out the other side. How was your lockdown, mate?
The big question, yeah, COVID. Do you know what? I actually found it as, I know it sounds a bit cliche, but a bit of a reset for me. You get so busy, and in real estate it consumes you a little bit and it becomes your world. And I just found that putting that on hold just gave me time to reconnect with the people around me, but also time to refresh my thoughts going forward to with real estate as well. What's important, what works, what people are after. What about yourself? I know you did quite a bit of personal development in that.
Yeah, I did a lot. Pretty much like yourself, but my main goal was through that lockdown period wasn't to harass my clients. It was just to give them a breather and let them get a hold of that situation and let them go through what they need to get through. And all of the stuff that I've heard has been positive with them and their families, which has been awesome. For us, we went through a lot of training as well to actually be able to operate in level 3, operate in level 2, and now that we're back to level 1, it's been fantastic for us. But personal growth, I absolutely loved the lockdown. I was quite canny. I went and found a kit set, what are they called, pizza oven, and I got that delivered the day before we got locked down. So that was my project, was getting my backyard finished. Even though we're in the middle of winter, I thought I'd get all my backyard ready so that when summer comes around, I've got my pizza oven ready to rock and roll. We've already cracked it and used it probably about 3 or 4 times. I think I've
had the pleasure of having a piece of pizza. It was magnificent.
Yeah. So no, that was my lockdown goal, and I think it was one thing to, like yourself, to reset. Get the focus off real estate, get it back onto myself and my family, which has made me come back into real estate really keen and really wanting to help the people out there who are
just
needing
help. A real lift of your sort of energy levels, wasn't it? And actually for me it was like you alluded to the training. It was funny because you haven't got lots going on with contracts and places to be at any one time. It was actually, you took the training in more, and it made the training was the focus rather than having to be somewhere at 3 o'clock to let someone in a house. So I actually found the training was really beneficial, and it'd be nice down the track if you could lock yourself in a wee room and take that training in future, but that's probably not likely to happen.
Yeah, I don't think we're going to get that chance again, as long as they keep that border control really tight. So, out of that, Chris, since we're back down to level 1, are you like me? How are you finding the market out there with listing properties, also with the numbers at open homes and that around Dunedin?
Yeah, I'm finding it, and I think you are as well, and I think we all are. We've popped out of this unprecedented and unknown, and so all the writings and all the economists and it was just conjecture. No one's been in this situation before, but I think we've popped out, and it's almost like a cork's been released from buyers that haven't been able to buy for a couple of months, and it seems like the activity levels around the open homes are good. The people, we're getting numbers into our auctions, multiple offers. There's a few more conditional offers coming through. So, but I'm finding it really good. I know you've had sort of really good success coming out, haven't you?
Yeah, we've had quite a bit with a few properties. I have noticed that it wasn't as quick as, like you were saying, wasn't as quick as pre-COVID. People are a little bit more tentative, doing a little bit more research on their properties. And I also think that with banks are actually rechecking those people that were that were pre-COVID. They were what's the word I'm looking for? Pre-approved.
Yeah.
That they having to actually go through that again to make sure that they are still at that level.
That is a wee nugget. Yeah, that is a wee nugget. If anyone can take anything away from this first podcast, is that if you are pre-approved pre-COVID, get pre-approved again, because they are changing the goalposts a little bit. There's an onus on them to lend, but they still have a risk matrix, so they still have to look after their own.
And interest
account.
rates are so cheap at the moment. Why wouldn't you go and have another chat to your bank?
Yeah, cheaper than renting, isn't it?
Definitely, it is. One of the other things that we talked about, the Dunedin market is, the rest of the country, I don't know how well they're faring. It looks like they're weathering that storm well, but the Dunedin market is actually, the numbers of sales are down, but the price increase of what's being sold is right up there.
Yeah, absolutely. I think the number of sales down is a little bit. I think it'll take a couple of months of stats, as we were talking about before, to really get a clear idea, because for last month, for May, there was a period of that time where we were still under restrictions. We didn't have that free reign to be doing open homes.
So it wasn't a good comparison,
no,
was it? Yeah,
no. So
from the year before.
And the number of days you got properties that were listed pre-lockdown, and obviously all those days of lockdown go into that stat as to numbers of days on the market when no one could do anything. So for me, it's really positive to see some of those, the prices still holding nice and creeping up in some regions, but also I think it'll be 2 or 3 months before we know what's happening with the days to sell. And I agree completely with you that just some properties just taking a little bit longer, a little bit more cautious from people.
Yeah, and in saying that, Chris, the average house price in Dunedin is up 13%. Which is awesome.
On May last year.
Yeah,
you're right.
Mate,
yeah,
definitely.
That's good. And like we were talking about, the number of sales across New Zealand has dropped off a little bit. Number of listings, but in Otago it's up 2%, which is so they're all signs, they're all pointers that I think we've popped out pretty healthy.
Yeah, I think Dunedin is that little gem. We've come back. Everyone's hungry, not just in real estate. It just seems that everyone's got back into work and with this vigour to actually keep working hard and making Dunedin the great little city it is.
Yeah. I don't know, do you feel like, I know this might be a little bit off topic and a little bit random, but do you feel like sometimes, that in a rental that probably doesn't suit your needs, over that lockdown period where you couldn't go anywhere, it's sort of those people that are in a position to buy, maybe with interest rates lower than, like I said, than renting. Do you think that's probably given them a little kick towards maybe looking to own their own home?
Yeah, I think so. And like when you're trapped in a house, you're either gonna fall in love with it again, and do things that you've picked out while you've been in that house for the last. For 7 weeks on end, or you, as you were saying, as a renter, you going right. If we were going to go back into lockdown, why wouldn't you want to be in your own house and so that you can actually enjoy being somewhere that's actually yours? So we are seeing a lot more people who were renting, looking at buying their first home. But in saying that, we're also some of the houses that we've got on the market, or I've experienced, is that we are getting people in them looking for them as rentals as well. So because we do need that investor market to
and we know the big elephant in the room shortage going forward is the hospital build. You got some figures on how much that was
1.4
billion project.
That's not including the university and polytechnic spends that they're going to do. Also, what the council have already signed off to be done, and infrastructure and all of the jobs. So there's a lot of work in Dunedin for the next 10 years. So it's
pressure on housing stock.
It's one of those things. The good thing about it, which we'll pick up in another episode, is that there are things in place to cover that housing shortage.
Yeah, absolutely. You did right. It's funny for me because I sort of thought going out of lockdown, maybe I need a bigger house because I don't know if I've told you, but my wife said to me right on the second day, just sitting on the couch, no argument, she just said, Chris, if we're going to get through this, you've got to limit your talking. So I feel like I was on level 5.
I can trump you on that one. My wife said your breathing's starting to annoy me.
You're on level 6. You're limited breathing.
Yeah, so that's why I was out in the garden doing my pizza oven all the time.
Hey, it worked out well.
She's happy now.
Yeah. You're allowed to breathe. Deliberately outside, breathing as much as you want.
Oh, yeah. Deep breathing.
Yeah. Happy wife, happy life.
Happy wife, happy life. Fantastic.
Well, actually, going into that, looking at houses, that is part of the show, obviously, part of what we want to do, bring to people. And you've got, talking of bigger houses, you've got a really good one on the hill, haven't you?
Yeah, I have. Up in Shield Hill, which is just behind Waverley. Got some fantastic views. There it is here, up here. Number 17 Calvert Place in Shield Hill. This house has got unbelievable views. It is a 4-bedroom. It's got 2 living areas. It's also got 2 bathrooms. It's up and down, so 2 up, 2 down. But it is a fantastic home. This one here, it is currently rented at the moment. So if you're looking at moving to Dunedin or you're an expat coming home, this would be perfect because it's tenanted till the end of January, so that you can actually have it paying itself. The rent on this one's $630 per week.
That's good.
So that's more than going to cover your costs in the property until you get into the town, into town, and then you can take over at the end of January. Got some good schooling around it. It gets the last of the sun in Dunedin, which is, if you live in Dunedin, the sun is important. And, you've got these magnificent views from Mount Cargill right around to St Clair Beach. It's just a stunning property. Open home this weekend on that one's going to be at 12:30 to 1 o'clock. So if you're floating around, come along. Come and have a look at this one. This house there's a lot more to it than what you can see in the photos. Check the video out. It's quite a good video. But yeah, there's the floor plan of the lower level. Double garaging as well, and it's got a fenced backyard for children and a small dog, which is a great house. You've been through that, Chris.
I have been. I was disappointed you didn't hand me out sunglasses because that sun hit me on that deck. It was I really liked it. I lived around the corner actually for a while in Somerville Street, so I know that area. Yeah. A great house, great street, and someone is going to be really happy there. But I think the fact that they can purchase now, with the way our Dunedin market is moving, it would be great to get in now and have someone else pay that mortgage for you till you're ready to move in January. It's a great
definitely.
idea, great property.
Now, speaking of homes, you've got a brand new one, haven't you?
It's only about 18 months old. It's a baby, and it's a really good one. Like for me, it's got all those modern conveniences that you want. It's got all the double glazing, the insulation, 3 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms, and it's got a backyard that still hasn't been developed. So the owners were a little bit, wanting to maybe thinking about landscaping that, but it's actually an exciting opportunity for someone to get in there, like what you've done with your backyard.
Yeah, a blank canvas.
Yeah, and create your own mark on it. So everything's ready, it's all level, it's all ready to go. I actually saw that not as a negative, I saw that as a positive for a new owner. But great wee boutique subdivision. You've sold, that went well last year, a year or so ago, didn't you? You sold a good one in there.
It's a great subdivision, up on top of the hill, gets a lot of sun. What I really like about this house is that it's still got that new smell to it, and it's clean. And what it needs is a vendor to come in and actually just make it theirs. Put their stamp on it, put their color coding into it. Everything else is done. Big fencing. It's completely safe, and it's off a good main road, so that you can get either to the motorway pretty quickly, or you can get down to South Dunedin very quickly. The location's great. For me, that's just a no-brainer for someone.
I agree. 3Q Place really is a wee cracker, and it will be. We are a deadline sale, but it won't last. It's one of those ones you've got to get in. You saved all the hassle of building. And you can still put your own touch on it. I like.
So when are you doing the open homes on that one?
It's on Sunday. It's 12:30 to 1:15 this Sunday. And like I say, just get in touch with me anytime for more information. But I'd love to see everyone there. It's a good one. Whenever I've been there in the past, it's sort of one of those ones you're reluctant to leave. I can imagine myself living in there, to be honest.
It's just ease.
It's ease.
It's ease. Nothing has to be done apart from the backyard, but that's some people will love that too.
Yeah, get you in to give them some ideas.
Mate, outside of the open homes and real estate chat, there's some footy on this weekend.
How good.
Yeah.
How good.
Saturday night, the Blues are hosting the Highlanders.
Yep.
It's going to be a cracker. 2 favourite teams.
I was going to say, they're both, you're playing it.
Yeah. So that's going to be a hard one for me. The Blues are playing awesome this year. Jeez, they're playing well.
Aren't they? They've turned over a leaf. They actually look like the real deal.
Yeah. The real deal. I actually think, and I'm not blowing smoke up Bodie Barrett's backside, but I think he's been that crucial link that they've been missing to connect that forward pack with that back line. And I think, that they've actually grown into a more mature team that they've been promising for the last 20 years.
Yeah, absolutely. He seems to have given everyone around him a lift, and they're playing up to his standard, and he doesn't actually have to even have the ball to have a little bit around him and a bit of aura, and their forwards are going well. It's a big ask. Clearly, my heart's with the Highlanders, and
so's mine too, but
because I haven't played for the Blues. Haven't played for the Highlanders either, but I'm just excited by the way that they stood up, and those, that last minute drop goal by couldn't have written that, could you, by Bryn Gatland? But they're the games we lost.
Yes,
you can go back a few years. They're the games we lost.
That's what I was talking about. It's like both teams have actually matured, and it's due to key positions, key players. Auckland forever never had a clearance kicker, from their 22. It was just, let's tuck it underneath the ball and try and run it out. And now they've got Bowden Barrett, who's just kicking the ball down the field and giving them some attack from there instead of just trying to hit it up with the Blues. The other game this weekend is the Crusaders are hosting the Chiefs. What's it, Orange Theory Stadium, I think it is, on Sunday. On Sunday. That's going to be the Crusaders look sharp again.
Oh, they do. The funny thing for me is because it's condensed now into Super Aotearoa, you actually watch those games. I think I'm a rugby man, but I didn't used to watch a lot of games outside of the Highlanders, but now every game's a good game and every game counts, and you do watch it.
It's that local derby, and I think if you go back pre Super Rugby, it's what provincial rugby used to be like.
100%.
And I think and by having no rugby for so long, that everyone's brought into it. Like going to the stadium the other week when the Highlanders played, and just seeing the amount of people there, that was just fantastic. Everyone was excited about the rugby.
The atmosphere looked amazing. I didn't get there myself, which I feel a bit ashamed about. And but the atmosphere is just like, it was a little bit. Welcome back to the rugby. It was a little bit like, we've done this. We're out of lockdown, and we've got a crowd. I think we led the world pretty much in professional sports.
It was the first game where people were allowed back to watch it, which is you don't get that every day, and it was in Dunedin too, which is fantastic.
Real Dunedin. I'm looking forward to the rugby. I just think with Mark Hammett announcing he's leaving, I know the boys seem to really enjoy his company and what he's given to the team. So I don't think they need someone to play for now, but they just seem to play for each other, and I just think that they'll be up for the challenge. A big challenge though, challenge. Looking
forward to that game.
Yeah.
Well, mate, hey, our first show down. It was awesome working with you. We're just going to keep getting better from here.
Yeah.
So stay tuned. If you have any questions, our details will be up shortly. Send them through to us, and we'll try and answer them. If not the next show, the one after that. Cheers, team.
Thanks, guys.